What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Oh wow, that was nice. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? The time Earth glitched. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it.
This episode is sponsored by Dashlane.
I can't do this shit, man. Oh, what the? I don't even know if this will this one will go up, but I'm gonna try it one more time. Is that a beetle? Oh, what the fuck?
When studying the past metas of a game, the thing you'll end up asking yourself the most is, what were the devs thinking? Sometimes this can be because they nerfed your favorite builds, sometimes it's because they added a newer, more overpowered class to the game, and sometimes the changes they make to the overworld make you question whether the devs even bothered to playtest the update before it went live. And that is what players were wondering when the devs rolled out patch 1.1.5, the Carboniferous update. This update was a serious game changer for literally every player, because of the two main changes this update introduced. The first is that it introduced abilities that allowed vertebrates to join terrestrial servers. Up until this point, arthropods had total control of the land.
Oh yeah,
but all of this changed
I
once
learned
the
about
devs
this
gave
already.
vertebrates access to the amniote skill tree. The most important thing this let them unlock was the eggshell ability, which allowed them to move their spawn points onto land. It was looking like the meta was going to be rapidly evolving, becoming more balanced and diverse. So as you can imagine, it was a pretty hyped time for the community. However, this hype was quickly overshadowed by the glaring lack of balance across all of the terrestrial servers due to the second change the devs made. What they did was bump up the spawn rates of plants. Why they did this, no one knows. But it's my personal theory that the devs were just worried that there wouldn't be enough loot for all of the emerging terrestrial factions. Anyways, this was obviously a massive oversight on their part. Some players thought it was a glitch, some assumed it was just incompetence, but the end result was the same. Increasing the plant spawn rate also increases the oxygen level of the overworld. And guess which builds had the stats that scale the best with atmospheric oxygen? Arthropods, of course. And so even though the devs were trying to shift the balance of power away from the arthropods by buffing their new competition, what ended up happening was that arthropods became far more powerful than the new terrestrial vertebrates could ever challenge. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the HP stat of an arthropod scales directly with the atmospheric oxygen level. This is why in the meta of present day, all terrestrial arthropods are stuck in the lower weight classes. With an oxygen level of only around 20%, they're better off sinking their evolution points into other stats and abilities. During the Carboniferous meta, the oxygen level was around 35%, meaning that with only a few points spent on HP, arthropods could have a ridiculous amount of HP and still have plenty of points to put into other skills like Venom, Armor, and even the coveted Flight ability. Let's take a look at some of the more notorious examples of overstated arthropods. All of these are S tier pretty much just by default, since the only competition they had was from other arthropods. Let's start with Arthropleura. This is a defense tank build with armor that could put a modern-day turtle or armadillo player to shame. The armor could defend against the fangs of giant spiders and the bite of ancient amphibian jaws. As impressive as this is, it's worth noting that this was even more OP at the time due to a lack of intelligence builds, which are the main counter to defense builds, of course. Arthropleura was a herbivore, which meant its only real weakness was, for the most part, irrelevant. The PvP builds of this meta had no such issues. While there's no shortage of terrifying aerial insect builds
can we not do this?
I just don't against the eagle-sized species.
I just don't do insects. It's just like, it's just gross to me. It's just like the fuck, like why? I don't know. Like it's not like I'm not that much of a tweak about it, but it's just. I mean, I don't know. It's just like a lot of insects in one video. Like the fight.
Griffin flies. They had the same unmatched aerial mobility that modern-day dragonfly mains do, but without the glaring lack of defense and power. Because of this, these players had a completely unchallenged dominance over the aerial domain, and were a nightmare for the struggling new reptile and amphibian players that were trying to break into the terrestrial meta. Yoink. By now, I'm sure you're wondering,
just booking this shit.
Did the devs let such an imbalanced meta go on? Well, relatively speaking, not that long. Compared to how they let dinosaurs reign for nearly 200 million years, the 60 million year reign of the arthropods wasn't that absurd. Still awful considering that this was a glitch that they should have saw coming, but oh well. After 60 million years of one of the least diverse metas of all time, the devs dropped patch 1.
Like, I was so disappointed in myself that I couldn't start this video right. I just gave up. But y'all see the title of this? The time Earth glitched. So this is what we're talking about, but like It was a good title. I ain't gonna kill. Like that shit got my attention.
1.6,
Like how the
called
fuck?
the Great Rainforest Collapse.
But this is
and
what
by
it.
extension made the giant arthropods
This is a glitch.
unviable.
Like I don't.
This allowed other terrestrial vertebrates to finally gain a foothold in the meta, and eventually led to reptilian builds
shit.
dominating. Arthropods wouldn't become top tier again until
Wait, what is it?
And eventually led
With these upgrades, you never stood a chance.
to reptilian builds dominating.
Mike, I swear to God.
Arthropods wouldn't become top tier again until insects unlocked the eusocial ability, which didn't happen until 3 expansions
Social
down the line
ability.
in the middle of the Jurassic. But just think what the meta would look like today if the Carboniferous arthropods were still playable. If the Griffinfly was still playable today, it would annihilate its competition. Its present-day counterpart, while highly mobile and definitely viable, is still quite vulnerable to the mobility-based bird builds like the Kestrel and Finch in its adult form, and to fish.
I don't know why that Overwatch sound
The
just makes me
Griffinfly,
laugh.
with its higher HP, will at least be able to battle these
I don't know
predators
why.
and
I don't play
possibly even
Overwatch.
overpower them. Personally, I
But I
think
just
they'd
think
be
it's funny.
extremely
Eliminated.
powerful and potentially work as a counter to the current top-tier dogs and cats, being easily able to score eliminations on them if they got caught out of position. If Arthropleura was still a playable class today, it would still be extremely viable in jungle servers. Although
Like, were things really that big? Were insects really that huge? Not for, you know what I mean? Or is that just for the
presence of
CGI?
intelligence builds like monkeys might be
No
problematic
way.
for it. It also
I'm
would
not
likely
with that
struggle to
shit.
remember all of the passwords for its numerous social media accounts. Unfortunately, it's tough to survive in the current metagame without high-level intelligence stats, especially when it comes to remembering large amounts of information, like the insanely high number of passwords required to keep yourself secure. But fear not, you can use Dashlane to generate
His segments into his ads, them bitches are so clean. I'm not even gonna hold him. I'm really not. Like, that's impressive. That's impressive as shit how he does that. He just smooth as butter how he goes into these ads. I ain't gonna watch him, but get your money up. I think I'm gonna go. I turned on my heater before, like, just shit went down for the first time ever in this place. And then, like, I wasn't really tweaking about it, but then the fire alarm went off. So I was like, yo, something's not right. And I don't see smoke, but then I started smelling. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that shit? And like, it does smell kind of like I'm cooking something. Like, it doesn't smell bad, but it's just like something should not be cooking in my wall. So, and it just like it's amplified recently. So I'm gonna go try and I don't know. I'm gonna just break a hole in the drywall or something, cause. Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's right. But yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I don't even know. You know what? I don't even know if this thing gonna go up. So if you're seeing this, to west side, because I don't think last time I tried this shit did not go up. But y'all like Tier Zoo, so I tried to run it back and it didn't work. We're gonna try one more time. If not, I don't know. We're gonna watch fucking like Elmo.